Hello, ladies. How are you today so
Hello. How
far?
are you?
I'm great. Good to speak with you. I got a lot to unpack here. Okay, so first of all, divorce parties becoming a thing because after
Oh yeah.
seeing this, I was watching this show also, American Rust, and Maura Tierney's character also threw herself a divorce party, and I'm thinking, missing out on something. What's going on? So little bit about the origins of this and how cathartic it might have been for you to write this script.
Yeah. So it kind of the script came about from an actual divorce party that I went on, but we just went to Napa Valley and like got very drunk. but but then it just kind of spurred in my mind like, oh, maybe there's something there, maybe there is a story there, and then it kind of spiraled into it being interesting about how expensive it is to get divorced and how you are really splitting assets, splitting lives, and then
Yeah.
that's how the story kind of came to be.
Yeah. And then Desiree, you came on board, not just to star in it, also as an executive producer. What kind of grabbed you? Like was there any kind of relatability for you? I hope not, but you never know.
Yes and no. It is funny. A lot of folks assume that I am Zan and went through that, which is great. I love when that comes
Yeah.
off that way. But no, I will say my parents are divorced and I am an only child. And growing up in the 90s in Orange County, it was definitely an interesting time where it felt like people weren't talking about it, like people
Right.
weren't talking about getting divorced or trying to hide it or staying together until the child leaves the nest. So when I did read pages of this script in 2020, it was just like ding, ding, ding. You've got the comedy and a role that I'd love to play and a group of complex, diverse female characters that felt like my friends, but also, that really emotional, incredible story that did strike close to home of having parents that are divorced and lots of friends divorced too.
Absolutely. And you brought up a good point because Heidi, one thing that really struck me in this is how important it is to have your girlfriends, but
Oh
also we
yeah.
kind of take advantage of our girlfriends too, because
Yeah.
as we see, you get so frustrated. Some of them are they're all supportive, but they don't really agree sometimes with what you have to say or what you're going through. And then everybody gets pissed off and frustrated and everything. So it's an interesting dynamic, Heidi, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly like your friends are the ones to hold up a mirror to be like, no, you're not okay. You're going through something and that's okay. And let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. But you can't just push things to the side. Like you have to kind of embrace it. And I think friendships are so important and kind of like the pillar of support. And obviously they grow and change as one gets older. But
Of course.
I think it's still so important, even if you live in different cities and whatnot, you have to have some kind of support system.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And Desiree, tell me a little bit about bonding with the other ladies on this shoot because everybody is so good. But to
Thank
me, I
you.
mean, it just came across that you guys connected immediately. I don't know, unless you're really all fantastic actors, it really was. It really felt like you guys were bonding.
Well, that's great to hear. We had the best time doing it, and 100% it was just one of those like magical kismet moments where, we definitely spent time casting and we needed each gal to really be different and feel like a group of friends. And specifically for Zan too, like who are the girls that are going to call me on my BS and, and have that chemistry and elements. And I knew Kimia before we had done another project together, another short, and I just adore her. So that
Yeah.
was so great for us to have that deeper kind of best friendship in the
Mhm.
story. And then Heidi knew Michelle and had worked with Michelle. And then once we got Rue and Sarah on board, it was just like our first table read was, you felt it, right? You just felt it was like, oh, we all can work off of each other and use what each person's bringing to the table. And it's all just a little bit different. Again,
Right.
it's about that chemistry. And yeah, it was that magical, amazing moment where the script and the characters and the people all just like came to life in real time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great script, Heidi, but was there a lot of improv? Like, did you give these ladies a lot of freedom?
I mean, that's a great question. So Kimmy, especially, she has a really big improv background, but we were shooting on a single camera.
Mm,
And so I talked with all of them and I was like, I want this to feel like a collaboration. And so if you have any ideas or if you want to play around, let's do that in the rehearsal. Let's find what beats we're going to do. But then once we found like, oh yeah, that joke works or this movement works or that face works, let's lock that in because once the camera is on,
yeah.
we because we weren't doing cross coverage, we couldn't play as much when we were actually filming, so we had to kind of decide all of those moments in the rehearsal. But there was definitely a good amount of improv in the rehearsal that made it into the film.
Yeah, I
There's
was
like
gonna
a
say too.
fiberglass joke that
Oh
everyone is
yeah,
very
no,
proud of.
that's what I was gonna say. The Ira glass joke. It was really fun because we all were staying on location together in Joshua Tree. So I think
Yeah.
that also what you were saying about the bonding and spending time together, like it was just us and felt like summer camping was so fun. So me and the gals, yeah, we'd go back after shooting to the hotel and be like, okay, here's an idea we have, and then we'd all work on it, and then we present it to mom. So we present it to Heidi, our mother there,
Yes.
and you're like, what do you think of this? And yeah, the Ira Glass one, that was one that was when we're all drinking right after
Yeah.
Sam's big speech where we
Right.
presented that, and she was like, you clearly worked on this.
I was
It's
like,
going
this
in.
is funny. All right.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good to have that, especially when you are also creative minds. It listen, it only makes it better. There's no question.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned Joshua Tree. I was going to go there because that's kind of a character in
Oh
itself.
yeah.
That location was that when Heidi, when you were writing, did you specifically have Joshua Tree in mind?
I did. I was trying to pick a place that was impractical to spend a lot of money. And so
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I love Joshua Tree. And there's a uniqueness to it. It's not like we're going to any national park. Like you can only see Joshua Trees in Joshua Tree and the Mojave Desert. And so I think there's such a specificity to it. And there's only like 6 restaurants there. There's it's a tiny town besides
Yeah.
the
A
national
strip
park.
club?
So it
Is there
is
really a strip club there? I've never been.
no, no, but there should be.
I was going to say, you have now invented a strip club.
Yeah. But yeah, then it definitely became a character and it's that every time I go back to Joshua Tree now, I like have such wonderful memories because of
Yeah.
the film. I love it so much.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay, so Desiree, if you oh my God, if you had $20,000 to blow, first of all, I would not be throwing it in the fire, but anyway, what would you do with it?
Oh, that is a really good question. I wonder if I'm gonna get that a lot. But that's true. Yeah, Sam does have a psychotic break, and I do defend her in throwing it in the fire. It was an
Okay, we'll
emotional
forgive her. We'll
cathartic
forgive her,
moment.
but
I'll
yeah,
forgive
she
her.
didn't throw all of it, thank God. Yeah.
Okay, this is so ridiculous, but this is just what's coming to mind. If it was just like to really just blow, right?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got a mini Australian Shepherd, so I would just go like really hard, like getting Dolly like the craziest doghouse in the world, and like really like vamp up her whole life and wardrobe, and us get matching outfits or something like that. Like the most, I'm just thinking of something ridiculous versus something useful.
Practical. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, Heidi, how about you? What would you do with the 20K?
I think I would go on a trip or something. I always wanted to go to Australia, so maybe
Mm.
that would be like the next bucket list trip. Like I'd be gone.
Yeah, you'd probably need more than 20K, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
really.
see, for me, it would be awesome because I would convert it into Canadian and I'm like closer to 30 now, you know? So that would be really, really good for
Oh,
me.
see,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good answer. Find somewhere where you get the best bang for your buck and just have a wild weekend. That's good.
Yeah, listen, I don't care, you know, guys, trying to save as much American money as I can for those rainy days, you
Yeah,
know, whatever.
really.
Yeah. So Heidi, just to wrap it up, you know, what have audiences come out, you know, the ones that have so far seen this, what is the reaction that you're getting? Like, are you getting a lot of divorced women going like, maybe I should have done this?
I hope so. You know, we really only had like one screening. We did our world premiere at CineQuest
Yes.
last month, and then next week we will be premiering at the Beverly Hills Film Festival. But it's been a lot of feedback. It's been a lot of, oh, you know, Samantha reminds me of my friend, or Isabella reminds me of my friend. And so I'm glad that those kind of archetypes are hitting with some people, and I hope that it just like inspires people to call their friend, or to just like watch it with their friends, or you know, just have a laugh. And you know, hopefully it's just like 90 minutes of joy and escapism and entertainment.
100%. And then Desiree, you know, does it make you, after working on something like this, even though yes, it's fun and it's silly and everything, but there's some serious stuff going on too, like, you know, some serious moments. But did it make you think about like kind of reassess your friends, your friendship, and who your close friends are too?
Oh, absolutely. And it reminds me again that there's no one, and that's what creates the great tension and conflict. There's no one that I'm more scared of than my bestest girlfriends if they are not approving of what I'm doing,
Yeah.
or I'm starting to sense that they're not agreeing and supporting me unconditionally. So yes, I go back to Zan more often than maybe I thought of oh wow, this is the Isabella moment, this is the Sam moment.
Yeah.
But similarly, it's just been a really cool theme. The feedback that I've heard is just that taking something again that people weren't celebrating and weren't talking about and just
Yeah.
felt like a shameful part of life, and now turning it into something that's like, you know, something to go through in a fun chapter, and something to celebrate even, you know.
Yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course, people
100%.
will too, that there are divorce parties are becoming more of a thing, and Nashville now has like almost as many divorce parties as bachelorette parties, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be secure with yourself too. You shouldn't shame yourself because it doesn't always work out, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
But there is life after for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. I had so much fun watching this, and
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
oh, thank you, and have a great day. And come visit us here in Toronto sometime. Bring your next films here, okay?
Yeah,
There
would
you
love
go. Do
to.
something to work towards. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, ladies. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Bye.